Hey guys, how's it going? It's Marketing Johnson here again. Today I'm giving you a complete tutorial on setting up a private room on Airbnb. Right now there's a massive opportunity on Airbnb. You can get a ridiculous cash flow, at least in my area, of about $20,000 a year, which is going to pay your entire rent, your entire mortgage, and yes, I did say you can do this even if you are renting someone else's house. You can still put a room on Airbnb. Now guys, this is nowhere near as hard or time intensive as you might think, and you need barely any money to start this, okay? You may not want to do this forever. You may not want to be having people in your house forever, but for an aggressive savings plan to really get yourself ahead of everyone else, this is perfect. Guys, this video is going to be a complete tutorial without any detail missed. After running Airbnbs for over a year now, I've got a lot of experience in this, and I can tell you that you can easily make 3 times what your competition makes, which means the people who are doing the exact same thing as you can make 3 times the amount they're making with the exact same room. It just comes down to knowing exactly what people in your area are looking for and pricing your room correctly, and having constantly changing pricing for certain days or times a year. So guys, there are 4 main parts to this tutorial. We're going to cover everything. The first one being setting up your actual listing, getting yourself to start hosting. Okay, I'm going to walk you through that. Then taking photos of your room, giving it a nice warm and inviting feeling, getting that lighting right, which is super important, and making your room look nice and big. Number 2 is going to be changing your locks over to actual lockable door handles. So that means, you know, in your room at the moment, you probably have a privacy lock, so it's just lockable on one side. Well, we're going to actually swap those over to key locks. So each room has a key, and this is very easy to do. It only takes 5 minutes with a screwdriver. And then we're also going to be adding a lockbox to the front door so that, you know, you don't have to be here. They can check in automatically. They can get the keys, put a code into the lockbox, and they can check in and check out without you having to be here. Guys, number 3 is going to be adding those awesome little touches that you get only in like certain hotels, you know, folding towels correctly, even like toilet paper tricks to make it look all fancy. Now, this is going to give you that 5-star review every time. It's going to really make your place feel memorable, and you're going to get that 5-star review, which is going to eventually make you become a super host after a month or 2. And then what that's going to do is actually give you an SEO boost. So you're going to be number 1 in the search results anytime someone's looking in your area. And that's exactly what you want to get the most bookings. Now guys, number 4 is going to be my awesome pricing strategy. Now this is the biggest thing you need to know about Airbnb, and this makes the biggest difference. If you just have one price the whole time, you're leaving so much money on the table, okay? So you need to have constantly changing pricing. You can have it all set up automatically. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that so you can get the absolute maximum price you possibly can for each night while keeping your place almost completely occupied. Now let's get something out of the way first, okay? Everyone's a little bit skeptical about Airbnb. You don't really want random people coming into your house. They might steal stuff, they might break stuff, who knows, they might attack you. Now trust me, it's not as bad as you think. Firstly, Airbnb covers you up to $1 million in damages or anything stolen, okay? So you can rest easy knowing if they trash your house or whatever, or they rip, you know, kitchen cupboards out and steal them, God knows what could happen, who knows. You know, everyone always has these horror stories, but trust me, they don't happen anywhere near as much as you think. If that ever does happen, Airbnb covers you up to $1 million. But remember, we are changing all the door handles over to lockable ones. So anything that you really don't want stolen or looked at or touched or anything by anyone will be in your room at all times, okay? And it will be locked. And this is also going to stop people from ever maybe gaining access to your room while you're sleeping or you're not there. This is very important. You have the locked doors. It just gives you that peace of mind, and you know no one's going to come in and attack you or anything like that. Even though that doesn't happen, Airbnb has literally like a big process you got to go through. You've got to show your identity. You've got to prove who you are. Like, it's not like they just let random people on this platform stay anywhere they want. Now, if you're still worried about this, you can actually turn instant book off. And this is going to mean that before anyone can book with you, you have to pre-approve them first. Now, if you're a girl by yourself in the house, you might only want to have girls stay in your Airbnb, which is completely fair enough. So that's a great option for girls or anyone who's worried about, you know, getting certain people in their house. You can actually pre-approve the person, check out their profile before you let them stay at your place. Okay, so first I want you guys to sign up to be Airbnb hosts. If you've already got an Airbnb account, this is easy enough. Okay, just click the link, the first link down below. I think the first 25 people that click that will get $50 for free from Airbnb. So yeah, first in best dress, go check that out. But it will just basically switch you over to being a host. You click that link, or you can go into your profile here. Okay, go into your profile here when you're signed up to Airbnb, switch it to hosting. Okay, and then you can go listings and you can list your space here. All right, this is the first thing I want you to do. Get it out of the way so you remember and you just sort of push yourself to do it. You know, set it all up, get it done now, or at least change your account to hosting so that you don't forget about this, because this is a great way to get ahead in life and save a ton of money and make a lot of money. Airbnb is a massive opportunity at the moment, okay? It still is. All right, so listing your space. Create new listing, okay? Continue. A house or apartment, this is very easy stuff. Okay. Next. Okay. Entire space or private room, we're going to go with private room. And as you can see, you can just fill the rest of it out yourself. It's quite easy. Okay, the main things you want to have is instant book on, because that's going to help boost your search results. So make sure you have that turned on when you create your listing. One night stays is also a great thing to have on. A lot of people only want to put like minimum 2 night stays, minimum 3 night stays. You want to make sure yours is minimum 1 night stay. That helps boost you in the search results. Airbnb loves that. All right, so they're the two main things. Instant book on, and of course, minimum one night stays is on as well. Okay guys, so firstly, taking photos of your space. Now this is pretty easy, but we're just gonna go through it. Basically, your camera has 3 main lenses, okay, on these new smartphones. Most of the new smartphones have it. If you don't have it on your phone, just borrow a friend's phone. You're only gonna need it for 30 seconds just to take photos of your room. So your first lens is gonna be real zoomed in. Your second lens is just normal. And then your third lens is like a fisheye. So it's zoomed out, makes rooms look a lot bigger. The fisheye one is what we're gonna use to take photos of the room. Now you wanna make sure the lights are on in the room. The bed has been tucked in, the bed's been made, you know, the room's been set up with whatever you're putting in there. Maybe you wanna put in a little bar fridge or something to set your room apart from all the others, so they've got their own little fridge in there. Okay, so once your room's all set up, use the fisheye lens to take a photo of the room and make that room look nice and big, as you can see. Now, for taking photos of the room, we use the fisheye lens, but if you're gonna take photos of something like a view off a balcony or out of a window, like we have here, we've actually got a view of the river. As you can see, when we use the fisheye lens, the river looks super far away out the window, looks super far away, not close at all, doesn't look very good. But when we use the real zoomed in lens and stand back a bit, so that it looks like we're standing in the same position, the river looks a lot closer to the window, and that makes a massive difference, makes the view look a lot better. So remember, use the fisheye lens for the room to make the room look bigger, but if you want things to look closer, like views and, you know, out the window and stuff, you need to use the zoomed in lens. Now the best time to take these pictures is going to be just in the afternoon when the sun's not beaming through your window, when you've got just a nice all-round light coming in, flowing through the room, and there's no direct sunlight making shadows everywhere. You just want a nice, even, natural light throughout the whole room. Okay guys, so changing over your door handles to lockable ones. Now, pretty much all interior door handles are gonna be the same as this. You don't have to worry about getting a certain brand of handle or anything like that. All you need to do is take off your privacy lock and put on a lock that actually has a key. Now you can get these from your hardware store, anywhere, it doesn't have to be the same handle. And if you are renting, this isn't gonna damage the door or anything. You can just, when you have an inspection happen or whatever happens, your landlord wants to come check, make sure everything's the same, you can swap the handles back over, or you can just put them back on when you finished your lease and you're leaving and going to another place. That way you can keep the locked handles with you. But when you're changing over the locked handles, it's pretty simple. You just need to unscrew the old handle, a Phillips head bit. You can use a screwdriver or an electric screwdriver for this. You'll pop the handle apart, Okay, there's two pieces. Now there's an inner pin and locking system that's in there. You shouldn't have to change that bit over, but your new lock will come with that if you do need to change it over, but you shouldn't have to. Should be just a matter of pulling the two handles off either side and putting your new ones on that require the key to unlock instead of just being a privacy one. Putting those on, screwing it back together, and you're done. Now all of a sudden you have a key to unlock the door instead of just the privacy lock, okay? That's going to make a big difference, and that's going to give you peace of mind, and you know no one's coming into your room late at night, or you know no one's going into your room when you're not there, stealing stuff out of your room, having a look around. You've got that key to lock now, so they cannot get in there without the key. Now we're actually going to use a lockbox to give your Airbnb guests access to the house. Say if you're not there, or you know, it's just easier for them to have their own access. And that way it makes it easier for you too. So we're going to get a lockbox, and you're going to have your house keys or a spare house key in that lockbox. You can get a couple different types of lockboxes. The ones I usually like to use are these ones here, and you can either screw it to the brickwork next to your door, but that takes a little bit more. You actually have to get a masonry bit and drill into the brickwork and put in green plugs, or you can screw it to the front door, but that might not work if you're renting. You obviously can't go screwing into things and drilling into things. So what you can do is simply cable tie the lockbox to the fly screen at the front door there, just through the holes at the back of the lockbox, as long as they can still get access to it and open it. Remember, you don't have to worry, they're not going to steal the lockbox. They can't do anything with the lockbox until it's open. So you just need to find some way of attaching it to the front door there. Now another option is you can use these different lock boxes, and they have a padlock section at the top, and that simply will lock over the door handle. So you can just leave that on the door handle, and if once they arrive, they get the code and they can unlock it from there. And it just literally clips straight onto the door handle, and that way you don't have to screw or drill into anything. That's the way to do it. You're going to leave your spare set of keys in there, so when they check in, you just give them the code to the lockbox, and then they can get into the house, and you don't have to be there, you don't have to worry. And you would also put their room key in the lockbox as well. Another great thing about having self-check-in in your Airbnb listing is it actually gives you a little boost in the search results. People prefer to have self-check-in. They don't want to have to be, you know, waiting for someone to meet them or whatever. Like, it just takes time. It's a waste of time if you have to wait for someone to be shown around. It's very easy just to have a lockbox there, and you just check yourself in. Now another thing we're going to do for the check-in process to make it a lot easier is we're just going to get our smartphones, and we're going to take a video from the street and just introduce, say thanks for staying with us, this is the place here, just to completely get rid of any confusion. You're going to just simply guide them through, okay, walk them up the driveway, this is the door here, you're going to put in your code to the lockbox, and then you're going to go in, this here is your room, walk them through the house, here is the bathroom. You can use that video, and you're going to upload it to YouTube, and then you're going to send them the link every time a new guest books, okay? And when you upload it to YouTube, you're going to put that on private, so they can only see it if they have been sent a specific link by you. And this is what you're going to do every time someone books your place. You're going to send them that link. It explains the entire process, and they can just check themselves in. Very, very easy. This is what I do on all my Airbnbs, and it saves so much time and so much confusion. We actually get in our reviews sometimes people saying how amazing our check-in process is because it's all video, there's no confusion. People get very worried about walking up to a random person's house that they haven't been to before and not sure if they should be at the right house, or things just get confusing, especially with apartments and stuff. So if you just do a video guiding them through the whole process, it takes you 30 seconds, you don't need to edit it, doesn't need to be a fancy video. It just needs to explain to them like you're walking next to them. Okay guys, number 3, folding your towels and making your toilet paper look ultra nice for the Airbnb guests, okay? As you can see, I'm gonna show you right now. We just fold the we fold the towel over to one side, and then we fold it in half, okay? Then we're gonna flip the towel over, and then we're just gonna simply roll it up from the bottom, and that little triangle piece at the top, we're just gonna tuck into the side when we get up there. And as you can see, that's how we roll the towels. They look super nice, super professional. Now, as for the toilet paper, you've got your roll of toilet paper here. Now, you don't have to do this, but it just does look a bit nicer. You're gonna fold the corners over each other, okay, as you can see, and then you're gonna simply get your kitchen tap or your vanity tap, you're going to spray water out for half a second, not on the toilet roll, okay, just so the edge of the tap is wet, and then you're going to push the toilet paper up into the edge of the tap, and it's just going to wetten and put a little pattern right where that triangle is, and it's going to dry up and it's going to look super professional, like someone has stamped it. That's an awesome thing that people really like to see, and looks like you've put a lot of care into your place when you do stuff like that. Little things like this give you very high ratings. People remember that. People want to stay there again. It makes the place feel clean. It just gives that, that feeling of professionalism and cleanliness. Okay, so that's very important to do. Now, that's going to give you that 5-star rating, which is going to mean after I think you've had 10 successful stays and your rating is over 4.8 stars, you'll become a super host, and then you're going to get a boost in the search results. So you'll be the first listing to pop up when people are searching that area. Okay guys, now for my pricing strategy. Okay, once you've got your listing set up, you're going to have a calendar, you're going to have your listings. It's going to look like this. So we're in calendar now, we've got listings. What you want to do is look up other Airbnbs around the area, and not just look up the nightly price. You want to go in and pretty much book the place so you can see the cleaning fees, you can see everything all adding up. Then you want to price your place accordingly. You want to price it a little bit above everyone else because your place is going to be looking the best. Okay, and we're going to be first in the search results, so most people won't even need to look anywhere else. They'll just see yours and they'll book. But what you're going to do is you're going to go into book settings in your listings. We're going to go down to nightly pricing. Okay, so base price per night, and then on weekends you always put extra. So weekends we're adding, and then you can put your cleaning fee in there. Whatever you want to do, if you want to do a $20 cleaning fee, then a $50 night stay. On this particular listing, it's usually about $150 night stay and a $70 cleaning fee. But you've got to price competitively for what you're offering in your area. And remember, this isn't a private room right now. This one is a full downstairs unit. Okay, now you're gonna make your longer trips actually have a big discount. So you want to scroll down to length of stay prices. So for a weekly discount, we offer 22%, which is really good. That's going to make you super competitive with everyone else, and they book a full week. Monthly, 33%. Remember, the longer stays are a lot less stress because you're not dealing with different people each day. You just have one big long stay, and we get a lot of those. All right, so you want to add in good discounts for longer stays. Now, you can go to calendar, and this is how I usually do it. I have my prices a little bit higher, or actually a decent bit higher, and I make my public holidays and any kind of special day where people are coming to town, or people will be going through and they want accommodation. You want to make those prices super high. So for instance, we're going to look at the boathouse here. I'm going to go details, and as you can see, it's usually $200 on a weekend plus a $70 cleaning fee, and $149 on a weekday plus the $70 cleaning fee. Now those prices are reasonably high. On public holidays, I'll even go higher. Sometimes it's even $300. But as we get closer to the dates, okay, so today's the 15th, we're booked out for the next 4 days or something. The 19th, okay, because it's only 4 days away, I've reduced those prices a little bit to make those dates more appealing. So that's what I do. You still get people booking the more expensive dates further ahead, but then if you've still got some dates that are still free, no one's booked yet, and you're getting real close to those, you want to reduce those prices and start making them look more appealing. Start undercutting the competition so that you're getting the best amount of money. You're getting, like, at the end of the day, even if you put your place up for $50 or $20, whatever, you're still getting that $20 to have someone stay over. It's, you want to get as much as possible, but you want to be booked as much as possible too. So you want to make your prices appealing the closer you get. All right, so as you can see, everything else is expensive except for those few dates that are available in the next couple of days. I've reduced those prices, and I've only just done that. And the way to do that is just to select them. Okay, you go into edit, and you can go $95 a night. Okay, you can reduce them like that, and that's going to make them so much more appealing. People think they're going to get a great deal, which they are. And it's going to basically keep you occupied close to 100%. I'm probably occupied 90 to 95% of the time just by doing that tactic, having more expensive pricing to get the most I possibly can. But then when it gets close, real close to those dates, I reduce those prices right down so that I destroy the competition and I am the best place that they can stay at while still getting that high pricing. So that's my pricing strategy. I think that's what you guys should do too. Experiment around with it a bit. You shouldn't be booked out months and months ahead because that means your prices are way too cheap. Okay, you want to be booked out just a nice month or so ahead. If you're getting longer bookings or if you're getting those single nighters, you know, a couple nights ahead, and reduce the prices as you go, as you get closer to those dates that are available. As you can see, we look here, we've basically been booked out completely for the last 2 months. So that strategy does work really well of just reducing the prices as you get closer to the dates, but keeping expensive prices so that when people book well ahead, they have to pay those expensive prices. Hey guys, I just thought I would add a couple of things, okay, that I missed at the beginning with the photos. You want to make sure that with your photos, your bedroom photos and stuff, you want to add photos of the rest of the house, like the kitchen, lounge room, any common areas that they're allowed to use, all that stuff. Just give them a full idea of what they're actually booking. And I've got a little example here. Now this is just a studio in Sydney. This isn't my listing or anything. This is just an example I just want to show. And you want to take photos of, say if you're in an apartment complex and it has a gym or a swimming pool, take photos of all that or download the photos off the website of the apartment complex and then put those on your listing. Get photos of shops and stuff around. We're just going to flick through. So a lot of these are very poorly taken photos, like of the kitchen and stuff. Again, you want to use a fisheye lens to make the room look big. But as you can see, they've got a photo of the actual complex, the street around it so people can feel more comfortable, the shops around, as you can see, cafes and stuff, the water nearby, all the different places you can go to, the strip, the city, you've got even the opera house there. So you really want to give them an overall feeling of where they're going, what they're getting into. So yeah, gyms in apartment complexes, take photos of that, swimming pools, anything like that that they can use. And another thing is too, with your description, you want to be very, very clear about what they can and can't use. Say for instance, you know, you don't want them using the kitchen, or you have milk and, you know, butter in the kitchen that you supply for them and they can use. A lot of people are going to feel very, very uncomfortable going to your kitchen and using it unless you specifically say in your ad that you're more than welcome to use the kitchen. We barely use the kitchen, so you're more than welcome. Help yourself at the kitchen anytime. Anything in the fridge or the pantries is for you to use. If you say all that stuff, people feel a lot more comfortable with using the kitchen. Private rooms are one of those things that people aren't super comfortable at first booking, and because they don't really know. Unless things are laid out clearly, they don't know what they can and can't use. They don't know if they're allowed in the lounge room or if it's just they have to stay in their room. So that way, if you really make it clear in the description about what they can use, you're more than welcome to use the lounge room, watch TV. You're more than welcome to use the kitchen. There's milk and coffee and butter, and you can use stuff out of the pantry. This is all for you. You can use all this stuff. You've got to be very clear about what you're saying in the listing, and you know that's going to really set you apart from the rest, because a lot of people don't 100% know what's going on when they book these private rooms, and they're like, I wonder if I can use the kitchen, this, that. If you make it very clear to them, they feel very comfortable with your listing. It's like they've already been there. It's like they already know what they can and can't do. So they'll always book with you, even if you're a little bit more expensive. That's the great thing. So if you lay everything out clearly, let them know what they can and can't use, then they're going to feel very comfortable booking with you compared to anyone else. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope I covered everything in this video. You know, there's a few things I missed out. Maybe I didn't hold your hand the whole way through making your own listing, but I think it's fairly straightforward. You guys will be able to figure it out. I covered the big things, the main important things, I think. So hopefully I covered everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see my full story on how I achieved financial freedom on Airbnb by age 24, check out this video here. It goes through exactly what I've done with Airbnb. Share this video with a friend that needs to save money and should put a private room on Airbnb so they can get some more money and come out a bit more. But yeah, thanks again for watching guys. I'll catch you in the next one.